are in Tanya's garden this week for Get Growing. Thank you for having us here.
Oh, you're welcome. This is the fun part.
It is the fun part. You're going to be putting us to work a little bit too.
Yes, we are.
As we talk about what we should be doing in terms of winterizing our gardens.
You got it. So we started last week. We started with that spiral thing that we put on all of our fruit trees, and we'll see in a few minutes, we'll talk about a Japanese maple that's got done. But what I actually want to talk about is our broadleaf evergreens. So when we think about broadleaf evergreens, what we're actually talking about is a plant that's got evergreen. So it might have a needle, it might have a leaf, but it's a little bit larger or a little bit flatter than, say, a traditional spruce tree. So behind me, I have this little darling. This is called a Japanese umbrella pine.
It's beautiful.
And she's a little sensitive, and that's okay. She's beautiful, but she's sensitive. So one of the things we want to do is protect from wind. And the burlap screen like we've got in place, super easy way to do that. But what I'd suggest before you burlap, make sure you get some of the stakes in place. So it's beautiful, it's warm, soil's decent. We pounded these stakes in place this morning. We set them up in a teepee because that's going to shed the snow. And then we're actually just going to, when it gets a little cooler, run out with our burlap. I've already got this started with a staple gun. There we go.
And we're pretty straightforward too to get this done.
We're just going to wrap her up.
Okay.
Right, so nice and simple.
How tight do you want this around?
We want it fairly loose, so there needs to be a little bit of give.
Okay.
And when we, bingo. And all I'm going to do is just going to keep working around.
Working around it. Okay.
Yep.
Toss
there
this
we
way.
go. But for the magic of television, I'm just going to leave it here.
Perfect.
And I'll finish up the details a little bit later on today when we get finished. But again, what we're doing is protecting from wind. So we want to make sure that our cedars, emerald cedars, black cedars, our pines, our boxwood, rhododendrons, we want to make sure that we burlap them up.
Okay.
If we can't do that, then we want to make sure that we're spraying with a product called wilt-proof. This one is called an anti-desiccant. Okay. So it actually helps when I spray this on. If there wasn't a burlap cover, it's a wax, and that coats the needle so it doesn't transpire, it doesn't sweat as much.
Okay, now we're going to be talking protecting our trees from our rodent friends.
You got it.
Of course. You've got a pretty good example here with this Japanese maple.
Beautiful. This is actually one of my favorite trees. Japanese maples are a really good, they're a little bit of a bunny buffet. So you got to be careful.
Okay.
So last week or a couple weeks ago, we talked about wrapping our fruit trees with a spiral wrap.
Yes.
Right? And that makes it much easier. So we've started, and if we can lift up this little guy a little bit.
See what we did.
You
looks
can
very
see,
familiar.
Yep. I've got one branch that's been wrapped. Now this particular tree, because the branches are so big and it's not that bushy at the base, super easy to keep going with a few more of those plastic wraps.
Okay.
If this one was a little bit bushier at the base, the plastic wraps don't make sense. In that case, we're actually going to use a product called Plant Skid. This one's totally organic. The rabbits hate the taste, so do the deer and the mice.
Okay.
So this I would actually spray tail end of November and then again in January, and I'm going to work it from the ground up.
Okay.
Right? So I'm not worried, in most cases for rabbits, I'm not worried about damage that's happening 6 feet tall. Rabbits, I'm worried about damage happening at chest high, because last year out here we had enough snow that my snowdrift was a couple of feet, and then the rabbits are sitting on top of it and now they stretch.
Okay, finally, we are now talking about what to do with your grasses.
Yes. So when we're looking at our perennials, whether that's ornamental grasses or things like echinaceas, sedum, black-eyed Susans, all of these, I actually leave mine up over the winter.
Okay.
So super simple. One of the reasons we do that is if I cut the stems on these, I find that they're hollow and a whole bunch of little pollinator insects actually winter in there.
Okay.
The other thing that's really cool, and we'll see if we can photograph this, is the seed heads.
Right.
When we take a peek at that seed head, in another couple weeks, it's full of seeds, and that's what the finches and the little birds are going to eat out of all winter.
Oh, get out.
So I just leave these up and do nothing.
Do nothing.
Yes, nice and simple.
Nice and simple, easy peasy,
Yep,
low
you
maintenance.
got it.
We like it.
We want to keep it low maintenance. We want to keep your garden happy.
Love that. And then we'll be ready for spring.
You got it. We'll talk soon.
All right, Tanya, thank you so much.
No worries.